On this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic, we talk about a lot today. So I want you to stay tuned to the entire episode. 1, we talk about Eminem and his comments on Donald Trump. We talk about Colin Kapernick suing the NFL. And our biggest conversation that we definitely want you to get in on, is it fair for women to wait to come out to talk about sexual assault? All that and more on this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic.
First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of
Sometimes my mama said, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
I said that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one? Okay. Go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
Take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic.
Fellas, you ever be in a situation where you shave or you got a good haircut, you feel like you're really looking good, and then you recognize 2-3 days later you got a little irritation around the beard or the back of your neck? Those ingrown hairs will disrupt your sexiness. They can disrupt your swag. Not only do they look unsightly, they can be irritable. Bumpcology is here for you to save you from the unsightly, the unsexy, the swagger jacking bumps. Put a little Bumpcology serum on your face. The natural serum will help to heal that and bring the ingrown hair out. And as it continues to work on your skin, the hair will just fall out. All my life, my parents told me to put a little alcohol on it, put some witch hazel on it, put some Noxzema on your face. I never had an answer until now. Bumpcology.com. And right now, Bumpcology is running a special where they are trying to support the domestic violence initiatives. So go to their website, support the women. Also, there's another thing I want to mention. Ladies, there's nothing worse than shaving and getting that wonderful bikini wax or even Brazilian right before vacation and then finding out a day or two later that you have some unsightly ingrown hair bumps. Bumpcology for you too. Bumpcology serum. Go to bumpcology.com. BUMPCOLOGY.com.
Over here feeling bad, man. I'm trying to figure out why the this is not working right, and I just got the doggone.
What's wrong? What ain't working?
No. I had the headphones plugged into the wrong jack. I went, I was like, why the ain't here? And I'm just some simple, bro. That was it. I got it together, man. I'm trying.
It's all good. Hey, man, we all need a little time. You know what I'm saying? All I can say, my dude, is lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend.
I don't know if that's where we going. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my real heterosexual shit right now, bro. So I don't know,
bro.
If that's
lean
how
on
we
me.
doing.
Lean on me, no homo. Does that make it better?
Yeah, I'm just saying right now, man. I'm sensitive. You know what I mean? So it's like,
oh, how you on your real heterosexual and you sensitive, right?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what we doing. I got it together now, man. Hold on. It's like, why the fuck is this thing not working? I'm like, Lamont, you got it in the wrong fucking hole.
Well, this conversation is all.
That's what she said.
Nah, I hope not. I'm over 40, so we all holes are, up for grabs right now. You know what I'm saying?
Leave that where it is.
I'm over 40 right now. So.
He done Don Trump the conversation right there, man.
What do you mean? Yo, your man Donald, yo.
He's reckless.
Yo, dog, I was in the car listening to the news conference. I didn't see it, but it you know how I felt like I was on the floor of the stock exchange the way that the reporters were hollering and screaming. And I'm thinking to myself, those news conferences wasn't like that with B-Rock, was it? I'm like, it just didn't.
I mean, all reporters are going to try to get their questions in, but
did
now,
they yell and holler like that? I mean,
because they're trying to get him to answer the question. And the problem is, and like I said before, he's so fascinated with the camera and by being right that he just can't. Like I saw, the press conference that he did today, and he answered like 20 more questions after he said it was over. I was like, Trump, you said it was over like 20 minutes ago. You still answering questions.
But the thing is, the the question in reference to have you contacted the families? The answer is I have not yet contacted the families. The full answer should be I have not contacted the families as of yet. However, that's one of my highest priorities. I really want to approach that in a very respectful way, but thank you for asking. Then the extra part of the answer is, you know what, President Obama and others dude, you're just stop freelancing. You just out here freestyling on the microphone. You just making up shit.
Making up some shit.
You just making, and you didn't. And the problem is, you didn't have to at all. You didn't.
Even when he was on with Sean Hannity, I was watching it on Sean Hannity, and he was like, "Yeah, the $10 trillion thing," and then he like flipped it to like 20 trillion, and I was like, "Wait, what? You just said it was 10 trillion. Which one is it?" It's like Trump. Less is more, dog. Less is more, man.
Right.
Be easy.
Find a period.
And the
Find
crazy
a
thing
period
about
and
it
stick with it.
is like, are you gonna be friends or are you not gonna be friends? Like, draw a line in the sand. You and Mitch McConnell cool or y'all not cool? Are you?
I thought they was beefing.
They're
not beefing.
Today he's like, oh, we got the best relationship ever. He's one of my greatest friends. And I'm like, well, dang, 2 days ago you was just talking about his mama, and now you his man.
Hold on. On the low, Mitch McConnell was like, who's he talking about? Me? He talking about me? We cool? I felt like Mitch McConnell should be on some Cardi B. Yo, when you see me in the street,
right.
If I don't speak.
Right. Yeah. Mitch McConnell don't know no better, man. Mitch McConnell just trying to keep his job. He just trying to.
You know what, man? Mitch McConnell ain't thinking about Trump. You know how long Mitch McConnell been in the Senate? You know how many presidents Mitch McConnell seen come and go? He ain't thinking about Trump.
Well, let me ask you a question. Are you excited about tonight?
What is tonight? You talking about basketball season?
No! Y'all not excited about tonight?
What's tonight?
The premiere of Gucci Mane?
Stop.
Oh.
Stop.
Oh.
Stop.
Y'all not excited about Gucci Mane? Gucci Mane got married in these streets.
Stop.
Man,
Listen,
you're not happy for your man? You're not happy for Guwap?
Yo, I gave him the cactus once.
Yeah, now he out here getting married.
God bless him. God bless him. He and his lovely bride-to-be.
Lamar, you not happy for Guwap?
Hey, man, let me tell you something, man. Television programming has gone to an all-time low. And shout out to Gucci, man. I get you, Playboy. He's growing up, beautiful bride. But, my man, I don't want to see that. I feel like I just feel like it's like an extra value meal from McDonald's, bro. Like, but it's like an extra value meal, bro. It's like a supersize. Like, I don't eat that. Like, we don't eat that garbage food. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just
hold on. Spud, you had the pen and pencil, the paper down.
Yeah.
Add this to the list of things that Lamont does not do. I just think. Hold on. Let me turn over.
Gucci Mane is garbage food.
Yo, son, I don't do that. No.
Oh, I got page 1.
You got that?
3 page.
Right.
All right, I got empty page on page 9. Hold on. No Gucci Mane over there in Bergen County, and no McDonald's extra value meals. No McDonald's extra value.
So why isn't Gucci Mane black love, but Remy Ma and Papoose is black love? This is black love.
Okay, but Remy and Papoose, they did get married on TV, didn't they?
Yeah, so did
That was a little different. It felt different, bro.
Andy and homeboy.
Here's the deal. When Gucci Mane, when he hit us off with the So Icy, you feel what I'm saying? When the dude in the song talk about how my chain hang down to his boop, I mean, that's what you get out of Gucci Mane. You don't really. It's hard for us to see this new, grown up, non-cough syrup drinking, weed smoking, always in a shootout kind of dude. You know what I mean? Like,
People
I'm good.
People can change.
No, I'm good. Let's let them young folks get into some of that foolishness. How about that? I'm good. I'll pass.
Gucci Mane, I'm riding with you, man. I'm riding. And shout out to, his bride to be, because she held him down while he did that time. So I ain't mad at her. She did her thing. I guess we could just start the show with recapping the BET Hip Hop Awards. So being we talk about Gucci Mane, we talking about BET. First of all, let me just say BET was whack. Speaking of Gucci Mane, to have Gucci Mane perform at Live in Miami and have his girl there, I just want to say that was whack. It's not that deep. At any rate, there's so many things to talk about the BET Hip Hop Awards. Let me just, Lamont, I'll just go to you first. What were your thoughts on the BET Hip Hop Awards, the ciphers, Uncle Luke? I thought that Uncle Luke getting the I Am Hip Hop Award was gravy, much needed. What were your thoughts on the BET Hip Hop Awards?
Well, like you just said, I mean, the Hip Hop Awards has grown into everybody really watching the ciphers. I think with BET, where they did drop the ball, is that there were a lot of ciphers that were done that were only online that they didn't put on, a regular broadcast. So they kind of dropped the ball on that. But I get it. It's all about driving traffic to BET.com. But we got to shout out, the homegirl, Cash Doll. We got to shout out Rhapsody because they did a female cipher that they did not broadcast that was off the chain. You know what I mean? And I thought and still will ever think that, the whole female aspect of it, is something that needs to be celebrated more. But, all the other ciphers that I saw, some of them were lackluster. Some of them were very good. But the performances, the whole energy of the show itself, it was uber whack. I mean, it was uneventful. It was like, fried chicken with no salt and pepper. It was like, the Kool-Aid with like, a tablespoonful of sugar. It was there. You know what I mean? And I get the whole Uncle Luke thing, but here's my issue with Uncle Luke, because I got a lot of issues tonight, is that Uncle Luke, even though everything that he was saying was right, he seemed angry. He seemed a little long, even in his speech. They should have cut down a little bit. So it just made him look overall kind of not in a celebratory manner. Again, even though everything that he was saying was right, how he spent his money, fighting lawyers, how nobody ever showed Uncle Luke love, about how, if it wasn't for Uncle Luke, like, we really don't understand, there would be no so much, Mr. 305, Pitbull, there would be no Ricky Rose. It was just so many people that he gave an opportunity to that he doesn't get credit for. And so everything that he was saying was right. But the way it was presented, it just ain't feel right. It just felt like he was mad, like he was angry, like, you know what I'm saying? When he could have took that moment to deliver it in a different way and kept some of that anger to himself.
Well, what else did you want him to say? Other than the fact that, it's been 20 years and nobody's honored me for nothing.
No. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. You know what I mean? Like we could talk about how Maynard, I don't know.
Whoa, wait a minute. I had nothing to do nothing. First of all, that man ain't even my uncle. I don't even know him like that. We are not a blood relation.
Listen, that's Uncle Luke, bro. Like, everybody, he's our, just for what he did in itself with the parental advisory stickers, like he said up there, like, that was something that was, game changing. And he's right. He didn't get credit for that. He created that. So it's like, but I think it's just a way that you got to kind of present it when you're on that platform, because that moment is going to be, here forever. And it just looked like he was mad. Like, he was bitter. I think that's probably the better word. Like, he was a bitter person who didn't get picked. You know what I mean? And that's just what I felt. Now, I could be wrong, but he could have just did that better, bro. That's it. But shout out to Luke, man. Congratulations to him. He did deserve it. So I did that 180, right?
That was right. Wait, remember when Dave Chappelle had Rick James on, and what's the name was talking about
right.
He was like, I hit Charlie Murphy in his face.
No, he was like, I'm gonna just grind my feet on their couch. Who does that?
Right.
Of course I grind my feet on their couch.
Okay, I'm so confused. So what the hell does that have to do with?
Because that's exactly what you just did.
What did I do?
He was like, yeah.
You bash Luke. You like, he's so mad. He angry. And you know what I'm saying? I get it. But Uncle Luke, I mean, you know what I'm saying? 20 years later, you need to just, I get it. But shout out to Uncle Luke, though.
But it was true, though, bro. He just seemed like he was mad. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He
just seemed angry, bro.
Just don't.
No, I'm just saying there should have been a celebratory moment, bro, and not.
No, I'm just telling you, don't show your face in Miami for a minute because he still got hitters in these streets, and I think you went a little deep on him. You went a little deep, Lamont.
Lamont,
if you listen back to this show, you will learn that you went in on him for about 3.5, 4 minutes.
I got you, but be very clear. And that's what I say to everybody. This podcast is about 3 black guys with a mic. Now, what we do outside of here, that's a different conversation. But this is our domain. I'm 1/3 of the 3 black. So, hey, man, that's
Lamont
what this is.
So this is Lamont speaking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all know.
No. And he get his shout out. But what we got to really just keep in mind again. Look at the tape. He seemed angry. He was mad. And that's okay.
Wouldn't you be mad if you've been in this business for over 20 years and you have paved the way for all of these people to, be millionaires? You have created the explicit lyric or the parental advisory, sticker. You won, against the whatever. I don't remember what he wanted, but he won his case in regards to free speech, and no one has ever honored him for anything. After 20 years, wouldn't you be mad? You've been in the music business for over 30 years now. People have honored you, but what if you've never been honored? You would be like, damn, it took this long.
Listen, don't get caught up in that foolishness. Everything is about the routing number and the account number. And over these past 35 years, Luke has done very well for himself. So Luke, just chill. I'm not saying that, or I should say, Luke, chill, but that thought process, just chill.
Well, let me put in on this and why I think some of the anger may exist or some of the resentment may exist because he came into the rap industry, or he existed in a space where rap really only existed on the I-95 corridor north of between Philadelphia and New York, and for particularly when you say the words hip hop. A lot of people did not consider him hip hop, and I think there was a lot of where he may see it. There was a lot of disrespect from the larger hip hop and rap community of the Miami sound that he brought. He was the person who, you're right, he ushered in so much of what this other rap sound was going to be. Even to the even really springboarding with Atlanta. Atlanta may not have its impact without Luke because rap music didn't exist anywhere but New York, Philadelphia, New Jersey. The Ghetto Boys have to give a nod to Luke. He brought the South along, and I think a lot of people forgot about his accomplishments. And that's not right to him. Now you're right. He made a lot of money, but sometimes making money and fighting the battles, like you said, Spud, he went and he paid attorneys, he fought the court cases, and he made a lot of money. He fought a lot of battles, and a lot of people were able to walk in behind him. And he deserves to have an opportunity to say, hey, you young cats need to pay me a little bit more respect. And you New York cats, you Philly cats, you Jersey cats, you LA cats, you Houston cats, you Louisiana, the New Orleans 504 boys, y'all need to pay me a little respect because if it hadn't not been for Luke in many instances, there would be no Dirty South.
But beyond that, though, man, if you read his book, all of the people that he brought to Miami, Run DMC, Eric B. and Rakim, I mean, he brought a lot of people to Miami before he was even in the rap business. I mean, when he was just a promoter, because he said in his book that he wanted to be Al Heyman. That was Luke's, first claim to fame. He's like, I just want to be a promoter. And all those people he was bringing down for the South, it was still dissing him because people from New York, as you said, wasn't feeling anybody outside of, that, New York, Philly, area. And so, I mean, he really did pave a way, not just for, the South, but for a lot of people in New York and in Philly that was coming down to Miami. He was booking them shows a long time ago. So Luke is well deserving of not just the I Am Hip Hop Award. He needs to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Not just for rap, but for the accomplishments that he's made for free speech alone.
True. I ain't got no problem with that.
I guess we got to get to Eminem. I don't even know who to talk to first. Do Maynard?
Hold on. Hold on. Before we go to Eminem, let me say 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I was sitting down at dinner with our dear friend L. Joy Williams, and I went to the bathroom, and it was me, her, and one of her good friends. And I came back from the bathroom, and she began to speak. At first, I thought she was just talking, and she said, "When I see you in the street, if you see me in the street and I don't speak," and then she continued on with Bodak Yellow. And I thought, I can't believe L. Joy Williams. And she said, "This music reaches me deep in my soul." And I had to say, first of all, I still am not sold that Cardi B is, as somebody said on a post on Lamont's page, is genius. I can't believe that. Hey there,
Somebody
Lance.
did say that, right?
Hey,
It's like
Lance.
she's genius? Genius?
But
Cardi B ain't genius.
no,
Yo, man. We not this is not about to be Cardi B time right now, bro.
Lamont,
it's
listen,
not
my
genius.
dude.
It's not genius.
Just be
It's a hit
careful.
record.
I told y'all 6 months ago, Cardi B was hot. Maynard said, "Why y'all? We need to come up with a new word for hot. She ain't hot. Hey, we need to come up with a new word for hot. We gotta get rid of the word hot." No, Cardi B is hot. Now y'all saying she's not genius. Y'all gotta be careful.
Was Ed Sheeran hot in May? Was that hot?
Ed Sheeran's been hot for a long time, even when he was sleeping on Jamie Foxx's couch.
Is Ed Sheeran genius?
Yeah, Ed Sheeran got some genius in him.
How about Taylor Swift?
Yes, Taylor Swift and that whatever. What's the new record that she went off on? Kanye West and what's the name on? That's genius marketing. I don't know if it's her, but if her team or not.
I don't know about genius. I would say
I'm just confused how we're just throwing this genius word around.
Lamont,
Like,
let's just say it, guys. You two are haters. 2/3
Oh
of the
my
black guys in the mic are Cardi B haters. You guys don't want to be a part of the new wave.
See,
Lamont,
this
you
is-
almost getting into the 1982 era.
No, fall back, G. Fall back. What I'm saying is that how is it that because we have a different opinion that we're haters? Where does that come from?
Wait a minute. You're saying that Cardi B, first of all, you said Cardi B's not hot. She's a stripper. That's what you know, I really wish, you know what we should do for our 52nd episode? We should replay all the things that y'all said about Cardi B. All of the things that y'all said bad about her.
Okay, so let me ask. So wait.
You
So
called
can I ask a question?
low life.
Right, so can I ask you a question? Spud, so can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
Is the song genius or is Cardi B genius?
Cardi B is genius.
Stop.
Listen. Let me say this. Let me say why. With or without the song, Cardi B was a name. The song only escalated the Cardi B brand into the atmosphere. But before Cardi B was even on Love and Hip Hop, she already had 1 million followers on Instagram. So before Cardi B was even a star to the mainstream media, into the households in America, she already was popping. So her brand, her conversation, the way that she reacts and the way that she speaks to her listeners and her demographic or whatever, it ain't for me. But that's genius because she's a marketing tool. I'm telling y'all, it ain't for us.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay, Spud, you went long, homie. You went long.
So can I ask a question? And man, you can have the floor.
But you asked me the question. I'm sorry, I went long.
Right, but you saying that she's genius. What you're telling me is that, and I read this article in the Washington Post from how you pronounce the red bottom guy named Louboutin? Whatever his
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, Louboutin.
No, Louboutin.
Yeah, Louboutin. Christian Louboutin.
Yeah, Christian Louboutin. And he gave a quote and he said, "Listen, I really appreciate Cardi B talking about my line in her shoes. He said I have no idea who Cardi B is. I've never heard her music. But people have told me that, and I really appreciate that. So I say that to say, that's just one example is that when you talk about she was hot, there's a certain demographic that is very small. Yep, she did have some notoriety. Yep, on Love and Hip Hop, which is not, like you just said, not mainstream. So I think we got to just be careful what we consider to be hot. Because what?
Hold on.
Because they should go tell me Safari's hot.
I'm about to tell you. Safari's not hot at all. At any rate, Uncle Luke said, you know who I listen to and who I appreciate? Cardi B. He brought Cardi B on stage.
Do you know why? Because Luke, his history comes from where? What was Uncle Luke's music about?
That's not fair to Cardi B, Lamont.
But listen, no, hold on, Spud. This is the thing. Hot as in going up the chart, I'm all for it. She's proven herself that way. Genius is a different level. Now, if you, for instance, decide in February, like most people do, or lots of people do, watch the daggone slam dunk contest in the NBA's All-Star Weekend, and the guy goes out there and jumps up and dunks the basketball, and people clap, and they give him a 10. And you be like, oh, that's a 10. He got 50 points. Now, what happens when I jump up, do 3 backflips, spin around, touch the scoreboard, and then dunk the basketball? Oh, you get a 10 too. Those are 2 entirely different things. If in this world of music, a man named Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles or John Lennon or Miles Davis or John Coltrane, these people were genius. You can't put her in that category.
But wait a minute, man. They were genius of our time.
No,
they were
no. My dude. John, listen to me, Spud. Right. John Lennon's Imagine is still extremely popular to this very day. That will stand another 50 years. People will talk about the words of that song and how it was written. People will talk about John Coltrane's been dead for years. People will always say Love Supreme is among the top 100 recordings on the face of this earth, all countries, all persons. Stevie Wonder is blind. He talked about Isn't She Lovely? He can't even see. And he discussed Isn't She Lovely? That's a certain imagery that's created. Ray Charles spoke about things in music that was just over the top. And these people were actually musicians. They were music. The idea that Prince could play, I don't know, every instrument that was known to man is genius.
But why is Cardi B not a genius? Why is she not a musician? Because she's talking about red bottoms and bloody shoes? And
she doesn't play an instrument, player.
What's that got to do with
She doesn't play an instrument, so she's not a musician, Spud, for one.
Okay.
She doesn't play. In order to be a musician, you have to play an instrument.
I think y'all making excuses, man. But it's cool.
No.
It's cool.
What I'm saying is, when you say something's genius, just when you get to the word look, Cardi B being number 1, 3 weeks now straight, or is it 4 weeks?
Today's Monday. I know she was 3. I don't know what happened today.
Right. The chart's going to be updated tomorrow, right?
What's the history though? Isn't she like the second person?
Second. Yeah, and actually, no.
That's
now
not
she's
genius. Give her some love,
dude. Again, this is what I said on the post on Lamont's page. There are 13 to 20 number 1 records on the Hot 100 each year. Most people last up there 3-4 weeks, some 1 week, some go 12 weeks. That can't mean that there are 20 geniuses a year. Right. Genius is rare. It's rare.
Maybe
like
Cardi B is rare.
That's why when we talk about the greatest basketball players.
Is this not a rare situation? Going from stripper to number one
I'm not know if I'm ready to put LeBron James in it. It's rare. LeBron James got 3 championships. Kobe got 6. Is somebody saying Kobe got 5? Is somebody arguing that Kobe Bryant is as dope as Michael Jordan yet? They be like, well, Kobe, Did
I lose Maynard? Did you hit me with
I'm here.
Oh, I thought you hit me with the Mr. Roboto. All right, well, y'all just going to hate on Cardi B, which is fine. That's fine. Cardi B, I'm team Cardi B. Hopefully she will prove you guys wrong once again. And in another 6 months,
so now Eminem.
there will be another Facebook page Another Facebook
So now
post.
Eminem.
Okay, let's go.
So
to
now
Eminem.
Eminem.
Let's go to Eminem.
And now I'm glad that I brought up the Cardi B thing, because what I've heard Eminem do over 20 some years at this point now is genius. If Cardi B has a career like that, yeah, you're right, she's genius. But Eminem's diss, I mean, he went hard. I appreciate it. It sounds like he was speaking his heart, and I appreciate it. But I thought that was low-hanging fruit. I think that was too easy.
Hey, be careful. I got to walk these Detroit streets.
Nah, I mean, I think it was too easy. I mean, Donald Trump is an easy target, and what I would like to see, really stirring up those Detroit streets, I'd like him to, give me a studio record shooting at Trump and Kid Rock and the rest of the people who are in that space. I mean, they all align together at this point. Go ahead and take him down, because he's a boss, and he's a boss. He has the Twitter and the social media following, and when he comes out with a record, it don't matter. He ain't got to even worry about what album sales are going to look like. I really think that M could go ahead and obliterate this whole thing, but I don't think that was the obliteration track.
Okay, so lyrically, Lamont, before you get in, so let me ask you this question, man. So lyrically, yes, he obliterated him. He drew a line in the sand. Here's the question, though: will his following do the same? Because that's the conversation we always have. It's like it's black folks in regards to the Trump, diss and the oppression and everything that we're fighting for can only go so far. And we talk all the time about we still need for white America to be able to stand behind us in a way that supports the sympathy of the things that we go through. Will Eminem's audience go along with that? Will they stand the same way that he stood and say, yeah, fuck Trump, excuse my language, the same way M did? And if not, then it's still a moot point, right? But do you think that his audience will stand the same way he stood for Colin Kaepernick, dissing Donald Trump, oppression, black America, police brutality, and everything? Will his audience do that?
I think large portions of his audience will. I think the majority of his audience will. And I think there are lots of people who probably will say, no, I'm not going with M on that. But, that's an interesting interesting dynamic, because he's a white rapper. He's a white man in America who works. His primary trade is in this industry that is predominantly African American, largely, almost exclusively black, and he's transcended race in this space. I think for the most part, people who feel African Americans as well as other races are probably more liberal anyway. So, they're more than likely already disliked Donald Trump or had their opinions about him that were negative. And, that's confirmation bias, basically. Go ahead, Lamont, look that one up.
I'm already on Webster.com, bro. Hold on a second.
Confirmation bias, by the way.
Confirmation bias. So that would be like is that like 2 words? I got a dash in there. Like, what are we doing, Maynard? Like,
yeah, it's 2 words, no dash.
Cool, no dash. I got you. But you know what, Maynard? I think this is what I really was going to say, is that I think that the average Marshall Mathers fan was already there with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I got to tread lightly too. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. I understand it. But I also think that there was some other stuff kind of in there as well. I feel like, BET kind of exploited the situation, because Marshall could have did that on a different platform. You feel what I'm saying?
That's what I was going to ask you, Lamont. I was going to ask you, why BET? Because he could have did that on MTV Movie Awards. He could have did that on Saturday Night Live. He could have did it on Stephen Colbert. He could have did it anywhere. Jimmy Kimmel. He could have did it anywhere. Why BET?
Well, from what I heard, a little birdie told me that, They were on their way to the barbershop to get some haircuts, and BET called and said, hey, they just pulled over to the nearest parking lot, got some cameras, and went for it. You know what I mean? So, again, that was a BET call, and normally Marshall says no to everything or things that don't kind of benefit part of his plan. You know what I mean? So it was very strategic. So, again, I'm not mad at it. I get it. I understand it. Artistically, was it cool? Yeah. Was it something that, I read an article as well where, YG made a comment about, well, I've been saying the same thing for the longest. And it's very interesting how, Eminem, gets a different look than what I've been saying. But my thing, again, is like Maynard said, is that, Marshall reaches a different audience than YG or some other rappers who have said the same thing that they reach. And a lot of Marshall's core fan base, I think that's very important, is the BET Hip Hop Awards audience. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you got to come to the hood first and do your business, and then you go out there and you take care of the masses. And again, since day one, that's what Marshall has always done. And there's nothing wrong with that. But, remember, the first record that Marshall ever did, he had to get with Dre. And we know who Dr. Dre and what he means to our community. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I get it. God bless him.
Let me explain on that part what you just said, and Maynard, I want you to get on this from a political perspective. So Lamont, you just said that his fan base is the BET audience. So I was listening to an interview from Steve Stout. Steve Stout is a marketing executive. He has an advertising agency, and what he said was when he was in the music business. And Lamont, I'll let you talk first because you are in the music business. And so he was saying when he was in the music business, and he worked with Eminem, that the cap of when people were selling crazy amount of numbers was 5 million, 7 million albums. Eminem comes out, he's selling 20 million albums. And the reason why was because the zip codes in regards to where Eminem was actually were impacting was in white poor communities. And he went on to say there's no Jesse Jackson, there's no Al Sharpton, there's no revolutionary for poor white people. And so he was saying that Eminem came along and he was that voice for poor white folks. Maynard, this is where you come in. And he said that's where Donald Trump is actually going to, and this is pre-election, this is where Donald Trump is going to be able to, penetrate, is with poor white not listeners, or voters is probably a better way to put it. So is that something you agree with? Lamont, let me start with you first. Is Eminem the voice for the poor white people? And Maynard, is Donald Trump the voice for the poor white people in America? Lamont, you can start first.
I think no, I don't think so, because I think that there's a large, if you want to use the word poor, I think we're talking about, income, things of that nature. They might not rock with, Marshall. They might not be into rap. They might, the country might be their thing, or, some other form of music. So I don't know if I buy into that. I just do think that, I think there's an affluent white person that's really into Donald Trump. Young teenager who goes to some parochial school, or that young Princeton, Harvard, Yale, Brown, student, they rocking him Marshall Mathers as they, prepare for their, finals or test or whatever it may be. So I think, he kind of crosses the line of different economic spaces because, as a comedian said, he has a complexion, what is it, for the protection of the connection or whatever Paul used to say. But, again, he's safe. So,
let me try to address the going from 5 million to 20 million records piece. And one of the things, and you're right, there was a phenomenon that occurred with Eminem where he was able to sell records in communities that a lot of rappers previously did not. However, we have to know one thing, that we always have led the culture on all fronts. I mean, it was Chuck Berry who made rock and roll cool for white folks when he was doing it before white folks even understood what it really was. It was all the hip hop artists previously who were doing records that
Motown before.
It was Motown.
Yeah.
before Pat Boone and whoever else.
Right, before Pat Boone
Right.
came in.
Now, so when you break it down, if Eminem dropped a joint and it was dope, but we didn't feel it, if we had not embraced it, no one would have embraced it, because there are lots of rappers who are other than black who've come out, and if we just were like, nah, sorry, that ain't gonna happen, that was the end of it, right? So we embraced it, and we sent the message to others that, yo, this is authentic. This is something that, despite the fact that he's white, this is authentic, and we appreciate it, and that gave them permission to appreciate it. So that's step one. And then, could Jay-Z do what Eminem did? At this point, Jay is at that level. I mean, I think that's what your question was to some extent. Jay is at that level. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Lamont, M's got the shade 4 or 5, which I think is more licensing than true partnership. I'm not sure. And M's got other business deals and operations occurring. But he's rich because he's rich off of his record sales and his image and his concerts. He's not the business mogul that Jay is. Would you agree with that, Lamont?
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that he doesn't do business.
No. Wait. Here's what I will say. And again, you both know this is, I had to make sure I tread lightly. I just think that Marshall is not as in the public as Jay. And Jay's not public at all. But some things, like I've learned, and you both can back me up, the Forbes 100 richest, the list that comes out, and not hip hop, but just in general, is wrong, because there are other millionaires that are not on that list. Would you both agree?
So 100, I don't think they're million. I don't think they're truly,
or 100 of the richest or whatever it is. And I'm saying that there are a lot of millionaires who are just quiet with their wealth. And I think there's some things that Marshall is a part of that he doesn't publicize, or they make sure it's not public.
What I'm suggesting is that certainly he's in business, but Jay has taken a step to be a mogul, and it's a little bit different. And I'm not suggesting that one person's better than the other. I'm not saying that. I'm saying Jay is CEO of this, and he's the mogul or the catalyst for this, that, or the third, whether it's title or what have you. He's a deal maker, and that's fine. I'm not suggesting that Eminem is less than of a person or less than as a rapper. And we all know that on the Renegade joint, he kind of bodied the track. But I think that Jay is playing a game in general where he's saying, you know what, I have things to say. I will say them. But he's not going to go on television and say F Donald Trump, because I think as a businessman, as a mogul, as a CEO, as a leader, he's probably saying to himself, he's definitely a calculated, very shrewd and wise person, and he doesn't move with as much of emotion as M puts himself into the track. I mean, he's always been very raw. I don't think that Jay would do that, only because he's a very shrewd business person.
Now, I would agree with that. Yes, I'll take that. Yep, you're right on that.
Okay. Is
Is it break time? It's break.
I guess so. I didn't know if you kind of ended that. I don't know if you ended that on a period or a run-on sentence or whatever. But ladies and gentlemen, we will go to a break, and we'll come back. We got a lot more to talk about. Stay right there. It's Three Black Guys with the Mic. Today is the day to treat yourself and not cheat yourself. I'm talking about Wendy's 4 for $4. We talk about getting yourself fresh food in your body, not frozen food, fresh food in your body. That is what it's all about. Eating good, eating juicy, eating healthy. Not all that frozen food. Putting all that frozen food in your body, not a good look for you. So, grab yourself a Wendy's 4 for $4. A choice of a junior bacon cheeseburger or a crispy chicken BLT. Plus 4-piece nuggets, small fry, and a drink. All for only $4. It's always fresh, never frozen, at a participating Wendy's for a limited time. Offer not valid in Alaska and Hawaii. Now, back to the show. Let's talk about. Shoot, there's so much to talk about. Lamont, let's talk about our good friend Sonny Anderson.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh, Sonny.
First of all, wait. Before you say anything, I want to be very clear that my grandmother loves Sonny. She said, baby, Sonny likes to use a whole lot of butter and sugar. I said, yes, ma'am, she does. So we got love for Sonny over here. You hear me?
Listen, let's just be very clear. Sonny is my dog. We have had our differences in the past, but that is my girl. Every time I go to New York, I always hit her up to make sure we can link up in Brooklyn. We have worked with Sonny before. All of us have worked with Sonny before. She is in the news in regards to the Harvey Weinstein scandal, and she has kind of, gotten in a bit of a trouble. So Sonny said, when I reported my first radio boss for sexual harassment, I felt brave. Then 4 co-workers that came out after me were not brave to me at all. In fact, I blame them and still do for not being brave and not reporting him before he had the chance to make one more victim. So, all of these women come out of the woodwork. Ask yourself, were they complicit in their silence? Complicit when they taking payoffs? So, Lamont, I guess I got to go to you first. So, being your mama loves Sonny's butter and
biscuits.
Sugar?
And sugar and all of that other stuff. Your mama biscuits. Is it fair?
My mama biscuits, man.
Is it fair for women to hold on? I gotta be I want to tread very lightly because I don't want to offend. I'm not trying to be insensitive to any women out there who have been victims of sexual assault. However, the question always is going to remain, why does it take so long for a woman to come out? Or why do women come out of the woodworks after somebody who's brave, in Sonny's case, speaks out about it? So, I don't even know how to even position this question, Lamont. Is Sonny wrong? Is Sonny right? Is she going to get suspended? Is she going to be on the Jamel Hill tip?
Oof.
I'm just going to shut up and just let you take it from there.
No, it's cool because I'm ready because I know we have a couple of Facebook, I don't know if we call them fans or what do we call them, that are waiting for Lamont in his position because I've been called a couple of nice so not things.
Stuff. Yeah, you've been stirring up some stuff the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it's all good in the hood. But I think, sometimes I don't even know if it's about women. It may just be people in general, man, is that they feel strength in numbers. So they may feel like, that if this person did it, then, then I can speak it as well because I'm not out there by themselves. But in the case of Sonny and in the case of Jamel, that, I don't know Jamel personally, but again, she's a Detroiter. I'm off her high school grad, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people, I think we got to protect the bag, bro. I feel like Sonny, we on the Food Network. We rocking out with Lipton Iced Tea endorsements. We got, and I ain't know a whole lot about Spam. I'm not a Spam fan, but she rocks out with Spam. And I learned a lot about Spam because I watched Sonny.
And the hotel people.
And I think it's Holiday Inn, right?
Holiday Inn, hotel.
Yeah. So I'm seeing how they move it, you know what I'm saying? Because Sonny's touching all that. So I feel like sometimes we have to kind of shut our mouths to or keep certain things private. Everything doesn't have to be on a public platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole podcast world, or everybody on my social media, they don't need to know that I'm having London broil for dinner tonight. You know what I mean? It's like some stuff we just got to kind of keep under wraps and not just. You saw that, right?
Man, what's London broil?
You know what I'm saying? That's where we going tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the London broil tonight. That's how I'm feeling. When we get done, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the medium side. I got some stuff to go with it. But I'm just saying it's like, again, we're looking at what's going on with Jamel. And I get the whole Harvey thing. I get all of that. But we don't have to chime in on everything that they got going on. I said this before. Some people may get offended again, but it's okay. But we got to sometimes stay out of white folks' business.
Stop.
Wait,
stop.
no, let me finish.
Stop.
Let me finish.
No.
Let me finish,
you
Maynard.
finish, sir.
No,
sir.
No.
Sir.
No,
right
you got
now,
to.
You got to understand
Can
the
I finish?
hashtag. You have to understand the hashtag Me Too. Let's start by saying.
No, my G. No.
You have to understand the hashtag Me Too. You don't understand maybe yet, but the number of women and women of color who have been harassed, sexually assaulted, raped, or at least been, as you used to say, undressed by someone's eyes, is something in the neighborhood of 3 out of every 4 women. It's ridiculous. Just to say those pieces, cat calls and girl, you look good or whatever, when those advances are unwanted. Now, I think that the actual true crossing the line of sexual assault and rape is like 1 out of like 4 or 5. Don't hold me to those numbers, but it's a large number. And so I will say this. While I disagree with Sonny's comments, this is not a stay out of white folks' business piece.
Yes, it is. So can I tell you why I made it? This is a discussion, right? This is back and forth. This is not you just dominating the podcast.
Lamar, you just talk for like 7 minutes.
I hear you, but let me get this. No.
Everything else. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I'm saying is I've heard people get all emotional and all this other kind of stuff about Harvey Weinstein. When, in my opinion, and I don't know if this is true, but just in my mind it is, 80 to 90%, they don't even know who the hell Harvey is. They don't know the history of the Weinstein Company. They don't know the history of Miramax. They don't know all of the stuff that he's done. And we're not painting him to be a wonderful guy. What I'm saying is that because people are seeing something on their internet browser or on their television screen, they're getting all emotional about something. What I'm saying, in that particular time, let's work. If what's, and we don't want to put it all on Sonny, but if somebody's dealing with that kind of situation, you deal with it because of what you have going on in front of you, not because of what you see on TV that gets this whole emotional thing because of what happened to Harvey and what Harvey's doing. Harvey, 300 M's to the good. Harvey's still getting ready to sell the Weinstein Company to a private equity group in about 7 to 10 days. Yep, let them deal with Harvey because that is not our issue per se. Sexual assault, absolutely. But let's deal with what's in front of us and not what's going on a world away. That's what I'm saying about stay out of white folks' business.
Okay, so 1 in 5 women in America.
1 in 3.
Rape?
Is it rape? Really?
Oh, no,
Well,
I'm sorry. 1 in 3 is sexual assault. Yeah, 1 in 3 is sexual
1 in 3 is sexual assault. 1 in 5 women have reported that they've been raped. And what I'm suggesting about Sonny, certainly, this is what happened. She had some sexual assault, which is, you said 1 in 3? Right. And so she lives that. You might think, well, you in white folks' business. Listen, you can't imagine. There have been times when I have been racially, whatever, harassed racially. Someone has called me a word, an N-word. Someone has made some kind of reference to affirmative action or somehow that blacks aren't as good or whatever the case may be. And some of those things, they roll off your back at the time. Some of those things you have to compartmentalize and say, I'm going to put this over here and let that lay down there for a while. And hopefully I can just bury that and put this in my past. But every once in a while, something comes up. Somebody says something. Some case occurs to someone else. Some black young male is shot and killed in the street. And I may be upset about the young black male being shot and killed in the street, but in a lot of ways, I'm upset about the social injustices I have faced myself, because there's a lot of baggage involved with that. And that's not being sexually assaulted. That's not even being, for the most part, I have never been assaulted on any level. Like, anybody ever necessarily put hands on me that I wasn't actively involved in some kind of confrontation. Nobody just came up and just grabbed me or just molested me. So when a woman has to deal with those kinds of things, or when a woman is faced with having to confront a man who says, either do this or you're not going to get the promotion or you're not going to keep your job, she has to carry that baggage with her because there are not a lot of ways to rid yourself of those memories. So when she hears about this, I can understand why she felt like she wanted to comment. Now, how she commented, I disagree with. To shame other women who didn't come out before her or whatever the case may be, that's not cool. And I do understand that she felt like that at some point she felt like, yo, where were y'all when I was going through this? And there's a little bit of anger and resentment in that I had to be the person to step out. And I get that. I think she may have said it the wrong way, but it's not a stay out of white folks' business because women are assaulted. I have a daughter. I stand in this scenario having the knowledge right now that when she's 15 in 7 years, when she's 25, or when she's 32, that she may be in a scenario where some man may say, if you want this job, if you want this promotion, or yo, you should let me see what you're working with, or any of those kinds of things. So, dude, this is not a white folks business thing. This is a black man's business because we have to be the people to be on the front line to protect our African American sisters and to hear them when they say, I'm dealing with this in the workplace. I'm dealing with this on the streets. When I walk down the street, I can't go down this way. I went to Tokyo to see my sister. And she told me, I can't even go down this block because a certain group of men, they continue to approach me and harass me and get in my face and things of that nature. That's not white folks' business. That's my sister. So it's happening.
So to kind of
recap,
hold on, let me real quick. Let me just kind of recap, Sonny's point. So Sonny's point is that because she was brave and the 4 co-workers that came after her, she felt were not brave because she, is kind of feeling as if they should have came and they should have been just as brave. And she went on to talk about Harvey Weinstein in regards to anyone wondering how or why some of these women even stepped into the hotel room in the first place. Anyone, are people afraid to ask? And so I get it. I understand the fact of, where everyone's not that brave, especially in the Hollywood space where a lot of these, people, and I was listening to the radio the other day, the sad part about Hollywood is that there's only a couple of people who really who can really green lit a movie, right? And so you're being harassed by these individuals and they have all the control and they have all the power. And so I get it. And so while I understand, to your point, Maynard, Sonny's comments, I don't necessarily agree because everybody doesn't have the strength to actually come out and say, hey, this is, this person did this. And so it might need to take a Sonny or whoever came out against Harvey Weinstein or whoever came out against Bill Cosby to actually say, oh, yes, or Tiger Woods, yes, that happened to me as well, but I just didn't have the strength to actually come out and say it in the beginning. Go ahead, Lamont, I'm sorry.
Well, I think what I was saying was, and it's just through my lens, and I think what Maynard's saying is correct, and even what you said too, but I think for the past 7 to 10 to maybe 14 days, every day I wake up, I see this beating of Harvey Weinstein. I didn't hear anything about, when we read about the bombing, I guess a couple of days ago in Somalia, where over 200 some odd brown people died. You know what I mean? So I think when I say a lot about staying out of white folks' business, I just feel like the whole Harvey Weinstein piece, although it was very bad, actually my man was like, he's just whack. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the stuff that they say that he's done, you know what I'm saying? Like just kind of almost like borderline gross, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I just feel like it's something else that's like, we put so much attention on him and what he's done. It's like, okay, cool. Let's do what we got to do, and let's table this Harvey Weinstein conversation and move on to something that to me is more important. So, and I'm saying even with Sonny's comments, because you said she even mentioned in the light of Harvey Weinstein. So it's like it's just continuous beating and the saying of the name of Harvey Weinstein. I'm like, that almost ain't my business. Like, okay, I get it. We understand it. We shine the light. We address it. What he did was wrong. Yep, we're going to protect our black women, which is what we do with or without Harvey Weinstein. You feel what I'm saying? Before there was a Harvey Weinstein, we made sure our brown sisters were protected to the best of our to the best of our ability, whether they're here or in China or wherever it is. Am I right, Maynard? You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we have this big.
No.
So you're saying now because now you're saying because Harvey Weinstein abused someone, we're going to have this whole new way of being able to protect.
No, what I'm saying is, because you say stay out of white folks' business, you're telling the message that you're sending is, hey, sexual assault is some white people's problem when it affects.
No. That's a lie. That's not. I don't have to send the message. I'm telling you what I'm saying is that what Harvey Weinstein did.
Last week you were prepared. Last week you gave Harvey Weinstein a pass.
Yeah, because I didn't know my man. Some of the stuff he did was kind of. And then dude's kind of whack, bro. Like he's kind of was.
Last week you gave him a pass.
And you know why last week? Because I had to go through another 7 to 8 to 10 more news cycles.
But you said
of us telling us exactly what he did.
Just moments ago, you said I heard all these different things and some of the stuff he did, and you said is borderline disgusting. No. Yes. That shit is disgusting. It's not borderline.
Well, no. Wait, Maynard. Now, because if you want to take it there, I read one of the things because, again, we get so much line by Harvey Weinstein. It's almost like we know everything from birth until, as of yesterday. So one of the things that I read that he did is that he touched somebody on the bottom in the workplace. Well, you know what? It's sad to say, but as a little kid in the 5th grade, that's what we used to do. We used to hit girls on the bottom and run. So that's what I mean about some of the stuff that he did was disgusting. That is sexual assault. But heck, I hit my wife on the bottom sometime.
But some of the things that he did was he would show up in meetings
Sonny.
with.
You don't walk up to Sonny and hit her on the bottom.
No.
Okay.
Hell, my wife would shoot me, bro.
Okay.
But the other part of it is
Harvey
some
Weinstein
of the things
is married.
Some of the things that
he sure is.
Some of the things that he did was show up in the meetings in the bathrobe and tell women to provide. To masturbate him.
Yes.
That's not borderline disgusting. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Just think this. Just think about Miss Bailey being in a room with a powerful broker in the music industry or the television industry, and out of nowhere, he just returns to the room in the bathrobe and says he exposes himself to her.
Yeah, but again, Maynard, what you're doing.
There's no but.
Let me expand that, Maynard. Imagine you and your wife, i.e. Terry Crews. Imagine you and your wife being in a room with a powerful executive and you trying to get a deal, or your wife is trying to get a job or whatever the case may be, and you are hobnobbing and schmoozing or whatever, and an executive, who has the power and the control and the bag comes up and touches you, know what I'm saying, in the private area. But you don't say anything.
Is it Oprah?
No, this is a male, my man.
Oh, no, we don't do that.
But that's the same thing. And that's what Maynard's point is that this is not a we need to stay out of white folks' business conversation. Because this happened to Terry Crews as well. I
disagree.
So you mean to tell me that Terry Crews, who's new in Hollywood, still up and coming in Hollywood, here's what I'm saying. Bust him in the face.
Here's what I'm saying. Because the media has given us a Harvey Weinstein story, he's not going to control my thought process on this particular subject, which is still. Wait, let me finish. Let me finish. And all I'm saying is that we have, and you both will have to admit, for the past 7 to 10 days, we have been given overabundance of Harvey Weinstein information, correct? Okay. So what I'm saying is that I get it. Rape is not cool. Sexual assault is not cool. Touching some man or woman that you're not supposed to do. We already know that that's not cool. That's something that's unacceptable. And what I'm saying is before there was a Harvey Weinstein, we knew that was unacceptable. So all I'm saying is because of something that happened in Hollywood to these Hollywood actresses, to these Hollywood producers, that I'm just saying, like, now I'm not going to be all up in the rah-rah, like, this is bad, this is bad. Well, we knew that it was bad already.
So this is all I'm gonna say to this, and I think we probably are a little tired. I want to give the cactus after a break, but I'm setting you up. So but what I'm gonna say about it is this: it's not, to say that something is not cool is like, a new record by MC Hammer is not cool.
Why you dissing Hammer? Why you dissing Hammer, G?
To go to Lamont, and what he said, a pitcher of Kool-Aid with just 1 tablespoon of sugar is not cool. The fried chicken without the right amount of salt and pepper is not cool. Sexual assault, and I have to apologize to the program director in advance. Sexual assault or rape or sexual harassment in the workplace is fucked up. It's not even.
But Maynard, we already knew that. That's the sad part.
No, the sad part is that you're explaining it like it's a new record by MC Hammer. That's not cool. No, it's beyond not cool. These are the things that should make your skin crawl, should make your blood boil. Maybe it doesn't to you. I don't know why. I don't know if you have sisters. I don't know if I know you don't have a daughter. You have a wife and a mother, and to think that they may have. And the statistics bear it out that 1 in 3 have been sexually harassed. 1 in 5 have been raped. The idea that this could touch your home and this doesn't, when my daughter goes out, she's 8. When she turns 18, my greatest concern is that she may go away to college and somebody mistakenly decide that because she decided to wear a short skirt or because she's at a party and there's, there are more guys at the party than there are girls, that it's okay to go ahead and touch her. It's okay to touch her against her will. That's not cool. That's, you put hands on her. I'm putting hands on everything you do to her. I'm going to do it to you.
So let me ask you.
You want to forcibly rape my daughter? I'm going to forcibly rape him.
Let me ask you this question, Lamont. So Anita Hill, that was cool?
Who the saying that I said that sexual assault is cool?
But wait, I'm just saying. Was Anita Hill cool?
When you say was she cool, I'm not understanding.
Was that cool?
Situation
was the situation
with her and
Anita
Uncle Ben?
Hill and Uncle Ben?
Hill.
Was that cool?
I'm still baffled. What do you mean? Was it cool?
I'm sure you are aware of the case of Anita Hill being sexually assaulted.
Absolutely, but I'm trying to figure out where do we say that rape or sexual assault was cool?
I'm going somewhere with it.
And that's what I said. This is a Jedi mind trick that Maynard has produced in the past 5 to 7 minutes, because what I said is out of white folks' business. When I say their business, and you're right, I probably would have been more upset if I would have saw a brown person, or if it was somebody that I knew directly, you know what I'm saying? Or it probably would have invoked a certain emotion personally. But what I'm saying is that, unfortunately, and yes, sexual assault, rape, all of that is not cool. But what I'm saying is this is something that technically doesn't affect me in my day-to-day. Is it fucked up? Yes.
Yeah, but that's different.
We're going to let 2 or 3 of them fly. So let's go.
That's
Absolutely.
different than saying that we need to stay out of white folks' business. So R. Kelly. R. Kelly, that ain't cool. R. Kelly isn't cool.
Well, see, now that kind of affects me quite a bit. So, of course, that's not cool.
Okay, so
it's
that's
not that
cool.
It's
that's sexual
not
assault.
cool.
I have a different opinion. Absolutely.
That's far too casual
Mystical.
of a way
That's
to put
not
it.
cool.
No.
Mystical
you know
not
what?
cool.
Of course not, but you know what?
Okay, all of these are sexual assault and rape. It happens to women, regardless if you black, white, Asian, Chinese, or whatever.
But I'm going to say this again. The same energy that we have given to Harvey, we're not talking about that people that look like me in Somalia.
So do you want to talk about Somalia?
I'm just saying, bro. It's like, I mean, it's just like, stuff that in our community, when a child that like the little girl in Chicago, like there's still no more conversation about the girl that mysteriously ended up in a. No, not yet. Nope, not at all. Nope, it's gonna be super edit tonight. Nope, because we sitting here because these people who control our media are feeding us this story continuously. So we're like, oh, this is important. This is important. Okay, yes, it is important. Yes, your daughter's important. Yep, your son is important. All of that's important. But there's some other things that are just as important, that we don't talk about anymore because we worried about a lady, like Sonny said, went into his office when everybody in LA knew for the longest that Harvey Weinstein was a putz. That old boy was like, and now we're taking it a step further. I found out I know someone, they're a male that worked at the Weinstein Company, and everybody know that he's a prick, that he's done all those kind of things. For those people, and we're not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent, but when we talk about my wife or my mother, whomever, we're always taught, if you can, make sure that I'm pretty sure that you teach this to your daughter, certain situations you try your best not to put yourself in. You know what I'm saying? And no job or no check or whatever is not worth you putting yourself in a situation that you could possibly be put in a compromising position like that. But let's not forget that everybody don't think like that. Everybody don't operate in that space.
And now we're back to blaming the victim.
It's not about blaming the victim. I'm just saying that Maynard.
You got to be smart enough not to put yourself in that situation. You know what?
Maynard,
if you walking down the street, hold on, Lamont. If you walking down the street, you go over to, as a young lady, you go over to your boyfriend's house and you had a little bit too much to drink and he decides to date rape you, well, you shouldn't have put yourself in that position.
Lamont, you sitting in Barry Hankerson's office and he talking to you about Aaliyah and Tony Braxton, and then all of a sudden he say, you know what, Lamont, I'm really going to give you this job, but that nice, sexy, bald milk dud head of yours really does something for me.
Well, again, watch this.
Whoa.
Watch this. I'm gonna use Maynard's baseless opinion of blaming the victim and say I'm not gonna put myself in that situation. I'll be like, my man, we don't play those games.
But
it's you know what? Hold on. It's easy as a 6'1", 6'2" Lamont man.
With a big bald milk dud head.
Some 200, you a plus 200 man. You a big dude. It's easy to say to yourself, I'm not gonna put myself in that situation.
Or I'm not gonna be a female, and I'm gonna be drunk at somebody's house. And that's not saying that it can't happen.
You very well.
But
you don't.
I should have some self-control because you just said, "Oh, I'm blaming the victim because the girl was at the guy's house and she was drunk." Well, you know what, baby girl?
No,
maybe you shouldn't have been there.
Oh, here we go, blaming the victim again.
How's that blaming the victim?
Look, man, if the woman decided to go to a dude's house and the honest truth is,
what time is it, man? What time is it?
It don't matter. It doesn't matter. If if a woman falls asleep butt naked, wakes up and says, I don't want to have sex with you, and falls asleep again, that means no. No means no, Lamont. No means no.
He missed that class.
He missed that altogether.
No. Here's the deal. I'm cool.
The lady on the tape, Lamont, said, listen, I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to go in. I don't want to see you shower. I don't want to do none of that. Harvey Weinstein said, listen, do not mess up your friendship with me over 5 minutes.
Yeah,
5 minutes.
And he was adamant about that.
He was adamant about coming in. You need to come in and see me shower. Just come. He was basically saying, listen, come in for 5 minutes and you're going to give me some brain or I'm going to do something. And I'm sorry, Lamont, that has nothing to do with white folks' business, black folks' business, because that could have been Gabrielle Union. That could have been Regina Hall. That could have been anybody. And I'm sure that it's probably happened to all of them. Every woman and every male, I'm sure, has experienced some sort of sexual assault in Hollywood because, unfortunately, that's the stereotype that is, that it has. So it doesn't have anything to do with it's white folks' business.
So here's what we're gonna do. Because Maynard wants to paint me as someone who endorses this kind of behavior, which I've said several times. We know that is not correct. It's not right. It's not. But I'm still gonna say.
Here's what it sounds like you're saying. Here's what it sounds
no,
like.
No, it's no. And
let me just say, it sounds like you're saying this.
That's where the train gets off the fucking track.
I know, but let me just say it so you can clear it up. I'm giving you the opportunity so you can clear it up. Here's what it sounds like you're saying. Maynard, tell me if I'm right or wrong on this situation so Lamont can clear it up.
But I can be what I sound like what I'm saying when I'm telling you one thing. If I'm telling you I don't eat fucking chopped steak, it should sound like that. That's what it is. I don't eat chopped steak.
Sexual assault and rape is all wrong. It's bad. We don't condone that. But that ain't got nothing to do with black folks. As black folks, we need to stay out of white folks' business. We need to be focused on hold on, I'm almost done. We need to be focused on what's going on with black issues, i.e. Somalia, Hurricane Irma, and Bun B and Hurricane Harvey and all those.
And that's Gucci and his new show.
And his new show. It sounds to me, and it sounds like you're saying, we're not down with the rape thing. But because Harvey Weinstein and his issues, and because it has bombarded the news cycle for the last 14 days, and it ain't got nothing to do with black folks need to stay out of white folks' business, and we need to put our attention more on black issues. That's what it sounds like you're saying. Now I'm going to give you the chance to clean it up, and we're going to move on.
And we don't need to clean it up because that is more of a accurate assessment of my thought process. And let me just say this, and I'm done. Because if y'all want to go put a hit out whomever, or we go slash his tires or key up his car to make everybody feel better, then we can do that too. But I'm saying is that we have put enough energy.
That's all the power we got is to keep.
So that's about it. Because at the end of the day, Harvey getting ready to sell the Weinstein. It's too much stuff in production.
Around here, y'all. We not gangsters around here.
We keying up cars. We keying up cars. You know, and we're gonna have a sign
around here.
No, we keying up cars. We're gonna go to Kinko's and make up a sign. And Spud, you said it before. Only thing that black people do is we complain about something for 2-3 days and then we move on. But what I'm saying about Harvey is that we've given giving this situation quite a bit of attention. And at the same time, while we worrying about that, there's a whole lot of other stuff that we need to be worried about.
You didn't have a problem with the appetite of the media to diss Bill Cosby. You didn't complain that there's just too much coverage. They've been covering Bill Cosby and these alleged rape and assault cases, or allegations, I should say, for the past 18 months to 2 years.
Stop.
They took Bill Cosby to court.
Stop, man.
You up here joking about Bill Cosby blind. Called him blind.
Well, he was blind. He didn't do that.
All I'm saying is
not all of them.
All he I'm did saying some of is them. You didn't.
Bill did some of them, but at the same time, no.
One is enough, Lamont. One is
Wait a minute,
enough.
I didn't say that any of it was that it wasn't enough. That's what I'm saying. I'm feeling like, it's just part in the where these words are being put in Lamont's mouth. I didn't say that.
So you're okay.
All I'm saying is that.
So you would be irate if it was a bunch of black women that Harvey Weinstein sexually assaulted.
Oh no, it'll be a problem, Harvey. He know what it is.
But white women, it don't matter.
I didn't say that. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you is that and I don't know why, but maybe. Remember that cover? Remember that cover that LeBron James is on, where he had the white woman in his hands that they emulated like the whole King Kong cover. You remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm just feeling like, and again, and we're not trying to say that anybody who's non-African American or whatever that. Like you said, that their being or whatever doesn't matter, but it just really seems like it's if it was some brown women in there, that it might not be as much of an uproar. That's all I'm. And I could be wrong.
Let's move on. Let's go because we way over. So let's move on. Maynard, Colin Kaepernick filed a suit against the NFL. Does he have a case, or is this I need some attention? grasping for straws. Somebody please give me a job. Is this something that you think is going to push forward, or do you think that this is going to be something dead in the water?
I think it's going to push forward. And I think there's going to be some kind of, and I don't want to use the word settlement incorrectly here, because settlement usually means like, here's a payoff. But I think, first of all, he has a case after you watch some of the quarterbacks play this season or look at which I haven't been watching, but I've been looking at stats just to see where Kaepernick would rank. Some of this quarterback play, yeah, I got a case for being a damn quarterback in the NFL with some of these players. I ain't calling no names. So, will he be able to, and I believe that he still is a member of the NFLPA, the Players Association, the Players Union. And I think as a result, and this is the piece that we have to truly pay attention to, will the Players Union go to bat for him at this point, which is really a scary thing for the head of the Players Union, because the brother, what's his name, DeMarcus Smith, I can't remember the dude who is essentially the CEO of the Players Union. It's a brother, and he's up for re-election. There are 1,440 people who play football in the NFL. About 1,000 of them are black men. If you don't go the distance for this black man, you're sending a message to the executive director of the Players Union. Again, I'm sorry, his name is Demarius Smith. He's a brother. But you're sending a message to these black men that I might not have your back. And he's up for election. The Players Union is who votes. 1,000 of those people in the union are black men. So he got to go, let me say, the Players Association. That's what it's actually called. He's got to go to bat for that.
But Will, in regards to collusion, though, can he prove that there was collusion?
Well, I think that there's some owners who have made statements that have been publicized about, I won't, hire this person.
I just want to tread lightly. I want to make sure Maynard didn't put any words in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? So,
I have nothing to do with your mouth. I'm not putting anything in your mouth.
Or taking anything out for that matter.
I think he's going to lose. I'm glad he filed the motion, but if you look at the legal definition of collusion, they have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, like you just said, that, I don't know if it's more than one owner or it has to be 2 or 3 or whatever it is, but I'm just willing to believe that those owners are going to band together and, they're not going to be able to give Colin or his legal team what it is that they needed in order to prove from beyond a reasonable doubt.
Well, hold on, Lamont, because I want to just make sure. Here we go. I don't want to put anything in your mouth. But this is going to be. Here we go. This is going to be a civil case, not a criminal case.
In your mouth.
So as a
B in your mouth.
Wait.
Put a B in your mouth.
Okay, but still,
so he doesn't.
Even in civil court, there still has to be proof. Correct.
Right. It doesn't have to be
reasonable doubt. Correct.
No, it's not. No, not in the civil case. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. It's at the preponderance of the evidence. And that just basically means, you know what? You can think about it like this. OJ was found not guilty in a criminal case, sure. But in the civil case, they were like, you know what? We're not sure 100% that you did it, but more than likely you did. So we're going to go ahead and make you responsible. So that wasn't beyond a reasonable doubt. So no, and I'm just saying that not to discredit anything that you said, sir, or to change or put anything in your mouth, just to make sure that we understand that civil cases and criminal cases are a little bit different, and the burden of proof is different.
And we want to make sure we use the word correctly. It's called preponderance.
What did I say?
I don't know what you said. I just want to make sure you said the right word.
All right, that's cool.
I mean, can you spell that for me?
No.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Is Diddy gonna buy a NFL team, Lamont, or is this I'm trying to get some attention?
Diddy better go sell some more of that sugar water with them grapes in it and chill. He's out of his league.
What's sugar water with grapes in it?
Damn.
Ciroc.
You know what?
Oh.
You know what?
Didn't need
Lamont,
to chill.
dang. I mean, Cardi B.
A black man can't shine. A black
What do you
man
mean?
The
Why can't he-
Negro
why
Puff
can't
been
spread
shining
his
for
wings.
20 years,
But
bro.
Why can't he get an NFL team? I mean, he did.
No, that's not.
He said he was going to do
Listen.
Sean John. He got Sean John. Said he was going to do a TV company. He got a TV company. I mean, the man say he's going to get an NFL team. He can't get an NFL team?
Listen, I need Puff to get his distribution straight on Revolt. Let's work that out first. Let's get that together. Let's try to get some regular, consistent programming on Revolt.
Damn. Oh.
Can we do that first?
Can we edit that out? Because I'm sending the damn tape to Revolt next week. Can we just tell Revolt? We love y'all. We just want some more of y'all good programming. What Lamont meant to say.
We want to come on right after the Breakfast Club, please.
What Lamont meant to say is we want more of that programming that you have.
Nah,
it's
dude,
so
no.
good.
We need more. And you know what, Revolt? We would love to be on Revolt at 3 o'clock in the morning. We'll take that slot. We'll take 4:30 in the morning.
We'll pass. We will pass.
Look, man, there we
hold
go.
on.
There we go.
Hold on.
Look at that, man.
Hold on
There
for a
we go.
second.
Every time we try to expand, we don't need that. We go straight for CNN. We go straight for CNN.
We'll pass.
I hear the new promo. Welcome to Two Black Guys with a
You all will be hearing from my attorney. The agreement that I signed, I cannot be booted out without the proper payout.
Can you give us some results on the Bumpcology? Because I know you've been using it. Shout out to Tiffany. She gave me a bottle. And I've been using it on my face. And actually, it really has been working. And I've been using it for 3 days. And my face is extremely... Well, no, I'm still ugly. However, my face and my skin is more smooth. And when I shave, what happens is that, and when I get hair, I can't grow a beard because it itches, and all of the ingrown hairs start to grow in, and that stuff starts to itch. And what I have a problem with picking at it. And so since I've been using the Bumpcology, when my facial hair is starting to grow back now, it's not itching. Because, I think it's like really working, because I know that she has said it really works deep. And so I just wanted to kind of get some, update on what you've been working, because you've been using it longer than I have, so how's it been working for you? Because it's really, and again, I'm not, I know that she's one of our sponsors, but I mean, it really, truly, honestly has been working for me. So I wanted to kind of get an update on, how it's been working for you.
Yo, it's been working for me. And I got to apologize to Tiffany for one quick thing. My homie that lives next door to me, he's in the Navy. He just came back from, like a 9-month cruise or something like that. And he was saying, yo, he heard the show. He was like, because he listens all the time. And he was like, yo, what's up with that Bumpcology stuff? He told me that he was using this other product. And I looked on the side of the product and I was like, oh, because, of course, at this point, I'm an expert. I looked on the side of the product and it had isopropyl, whatever alcohol, whatever that's called, and denatured alcohol. And I thought to myself, denatured alcohol is what I wash paintbrushes in. And this is and it's for sale on the open market. You put this on your skin? So I let him, I said, look, man, this is why I'm apologizing to Tiffany. Don't worry about buying none just yet. Use it for 2-3 days, and we'll see how it works out. After about 2 days, he was saying, at the very least, he was saying his skin was not as irritable as it had been. For me, the back of my neck, where I typically experience these razor bumps, it's all finito back there, homie. There's no bumps. It's done. I'm in the clear. I'm in the clear. But don't get sucked into putting some of these old-fashioned products on your skin, like alcohol and witch hazel and I don't even know. Do they still sell Noxzema? I'm not even sure. Don't fall for any of the crazy things that you see on TV. Yo, stop guessing and get Bumpcology.
Yeah. And even for the guys, I mean, one of the things that really has happened to me, I've never been able to grow a beard. And now I really know why, because a lot of the ingrown hairs that have been on my face have really, not come out. But since I've been using it, like my beard area it's really smooth. Like it's like it's growing back full because those hairs are really starting to pop out. I really, I mean, I know that, again, she's a sponsor and we just, but listen, this is and ladies, it works for you as well. So if you got ingrown hairs, bumpcology.com. Maynard and I are using it. Lamont is still waiting on his bottle, but bumpcology.com. You can put it on your facial hair. You can put it on, the back of your hair. You can put it in your pubic area. Wherever you got ingrown
Wherever
hair,
you shave,
you can use it. Wherever you shave, you can use Bumpcology. Check out Tiffany at bumpcology.com. Time for the cactus of the week, Maynard. Who's getting the cactus this week, my baby?
My dude, I really had some
I'm sorry,
problems.
we can go. Lamont, you get the cactus and we out. No, I'm just kidding.
I did save Lamont some cactus juice. He ain't got to take the prickles, but he got some cactus juice coming to him. All right, Lamont, are you okay? Are you comfortable with some cactus juice? I didn't care anyway. So anyhow, you guys don't know this, but I got a line producer she checks me a couple of days after the podcast and tells me what I did wrong. And she told me, don't give Donald Trump the cactus anymore. It's getting old. And I was like, you know what? I got to agree. Until he told us that he met with the president of the Virgin Islands. Donald Trump, that's you, motherfucker.
Yo, I just want to say, I'm sorry to cut you off, but social media wins every single time. The memes on Donald Trump and the Virgin Islands president. It's like, God, dog.
Donald Trump.
Anyway, go ahead.
Donald Trump, for saying that you met with the president of the Virgin Islands, for saying that Barack Obama and George Bush and other presidents did not reach out to the families of fallen soldiers, for basically waffling all over the place to eventually come back and double cross what you said before on Obama and Bush. You deserve the cactus. First of all, it is extremely disrespectful and hurtful to the families who receive flags, to families that either George W. Bush, whose politics I did not agree with, made personal visits to homes of fallen soldiers to those families and delivered that for himself in some instances. Barack Obama did similar things. Barack Obama stood and saluted as those coffins came off the plane at the Dover Air Force Base with families. He stood there with families. My man, it's not disrespecting Trump. I'm sorry, it's not disrespecting Obama or Bush and their legacies. The families, the men and women who've come home in body bags, whose mothers and fathers and husbands and wives and children had to receive that American flag when they received phone calls or letters. Those were important moments in their life when the president of the United States called and said, you and your family have the gratitude of a grateful nation. You are disrespecting American people. You're more disrespectful than Colin Kaepernick and all the men who decided to take a knee for attacking the First Amendment and musing aloud that we should somehow revoke the license of NBC because you don't like what they're reporting. Take the biggest freaking cactus deep from the deserts of Mexico, choke all the way on it. You finish that. I got more cactus for you. I hope choke. Death. I'm not wishing that, but I hope you choke on your words because you deserve to. Donald Trump, enjoy.
Whew. There's a lot of cactus given.
Lamont,
we
you
are.
got a little bit on.
Oh, yeah. We out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for listening to this episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic. We will be back again next Tuesday for another episode. We truly appreciate it. Make sure you tell your friends. Log on to our website. Our website is back up We want you to, love it, like it, be a part of it. Buy a T-shirt. Get yourself a 3 Black Guys with the Mic T-shirt. They're available. They're on sale right now on our website, 3blackguyswiththemic.com.
I love the nutritional facts joint. That one's my
Go
favorite.
get a nutritional facts T-shirt. Go get an I Am Hip Hop T-shirt. Go get a T-shirt from 3 Black Guys with the Mic. We'll see you again next Tuesday. Peace out.